recording this and I will upload it to the YouTube channel. Okay. So this will be, you can see clearly 1-point perspective, and vanishing point would be, photographer would have been standing, so the vanishing point is going to be up here somewhere near the middle of the wall. Okay. And this floor lamp will be something that will be drawn more freehand, and this sculpture back here. But this shows some really good, clear 1-point perspective. The picture on the wall. This, I would want you to draw the mullions and the depth of the mullion too. This looks like this part of this extends higher to the outside, so it's a little bit. I guess that you don't see the edge up here that I would expect to see, but you just draw it the way you see it. And then this wall, exterior wall that you see through the window, I want to see you draw that too. Okay, how's everybody tonight?
I'm alive.
Yay.
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Good. All right. So I'm going to go to the overhead camera. Bump, bump. There we go. Stay like in here. Alrighty. Okay, so I see this back wall as approximately a square. And oh, okay, so there we have to do that. Okay. Okay. All right. And with that standing height, I think I might put the vanishing point slightly up. Okay, so the basics, like just having that basic 1-point perspective and just about a square back wall makes it a little bit, I guess it makes your life a little bit easier. But it does look like the photographer is closer to the window than to that right wall, because the angles, I think the angle of the floor is a little bit different, but okay, there. I will start, and so drawing this freehand, if you like hold your hand, like hold the pencil and then hold your, like kind of like hold this rigid in your fingers and then move your entire arm. And then for the horizontal line also, it will allow you to draw a straight line freehand or a straight enough line freehand. And just go, you don't have to go super fast, but don't go too slow. The slower you draw this, the harder it is to maintain a straight line. So you don't want that. Mhm. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to start with this that settee, a little like love seat. The left edge is about there, straight. And like the back of it, I'm just going to say maybe not that, a little bit smaller maybe. I want to leave room where I can see this other cabinet. Okay, so I think it can be helpful to start this in a like in a simpler form. See that, and draw right through that coffee table. So if I look at like where the bottom of the sofa is compared to the edge of the wall, that can help me to determine the scale that I need. If I'm saying my arm is here, I'll just come across and find the arm there. If this is the length of the arm, then I'll just bring that over. Um, like that, like that. And then this comes down. And the seat is, there's a pitch to the seat, so the seat doesn't go to the edge of the seat does not go to the vanishing point. And it's really short. It's really just a short edge here. Because you can see like the interior of this, the back is a little longer, and that tells me the back of the seat is lower than the front of the seat, and you really almost don't even see the seat. So that helps with like keeping this longer, like just trying to get the angle of that. Let's check that out. There. And this, oh yeah, this does look like this is like right about. Yeah, I think it's kind of, the photographer's kind of dead center. No, I'm just leaving mine like this. Okay, and then the edge of the table is there. Okay, this comes down. This comes down. Okay, so the yeah, like my initial sketch is kind of loose, but it helps me to. I need to see. I want to see something. So that helps me to get some idea of how close I am, um, or if I'm really just not close at all. That's really good. Oh, I've got this wooden section here. That goes actually. Right. Right. So again, you're like this. Doing this as an exercise is really meant to help you be able to look at a picture of an interior that has linear perspective to it and to be able to see it. And drawing it makes you look for it and see it. If you're just looking at a picture, you might not really analyze and understand all of the perspectives. So, um, okay, there, I can see. So this is not so out there. It does come down almost all the way to what would line up with the front edge. Okay. Okay. That. One bit there, and come out. Oops, that's not so big. Stuff growing there. I think these mullions, I'm just going to drop them down first as lines. This third mullion, if I look at where it lines up this way with carpet, I guess I'm thinking like I should be looking at where they line up with the carpet. This is about there for that one. This is going to be a little closer. This one be like out here. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. It does go back. Hmm. Oh, should not go over that. Draw the lamp is here on the floor, bottom of the shade. This looks like a kind of like a Noguchi lamp, but Noguchi designed for Herman Miller. So I think this is like somebody at like Harry Bertoya did his own like knockoffs of that same idea of like a wire frame and paper shade. There. That right there is good enough. There's shadow, and then the artwork. Here. There. There. It's a little hard. You're just going to have to try to see that as best you can. What that looks like. And I think the carpet design, I might just try to get the outer shape of the whole design. Say, very complicated design. I would not expect you to try to draw the entire thing. You can try to do some like marks on the inside that imitate some like where you see the brown through the white. Um, good, starting to come together. We've got the side of the picture frame. Yeah, so once I get the overall, like the thing blocked in, then I can come back and start doing, like looking again and seeing whether or not I have this, like where I see things that are inaccurate. Um, that on there, that on there, that. Some of this got kind of sloppy right there. That's okay. If you're missing a little bit of like some detail here and there, it's okay. But like here, like the way I drew the lamp, I'm not like I can see in the photograph it comes down about right there on the sofa. But I think this is fine. If it's close enough, I'm just going to leave it. I'll come back to the lamp in a little bit. These guys here, this button tufting here. If I do like a line about in the middle and about in the middle, there are 3 vertically on each cushion. And then put in a dot where the button goes. And that's a good start. This comes up a little bit. This little awkward corner right here where I can see in the photo the seat cushion pushes slightly and like slightly in front of the left, that edge right there of the arm. Okay. Okay, and here that is in shadow. It can help if you get it a certain ways to block in some shadow. Partly it allows you to see the form, but also makes me feel like I'm making a little bit of progress to see some degree of resolution on that section. Um, I can see the metallic legs can make it hard to see a little bit, but I think you guys are familiar with Florence Knoll's furniture, so you know that's like a simple rectangular steel leg. Actually, can't go down. Can't let it go. This coffee table here. Legs there. Make sure that the back leg of the coffee table does not go farther back than the leg of the sofa. Because if the leg of the coffee table is back here, the leg of the sofa is up here, that tells me that the sofa is intruding on the space of like the coffee table is intruding on the space of the sofa. Okay, so this does come up like in front of the. I think the leg should just be longer. There. Oops. Yeah. Okay, and I'll have the coffee table surface is a little too big. It is actually a little more than that. So there's always a lot of trial and error when you're drawing, especially like you draw something for the first time and you just you got to figure it out as you work. That is normal. That's how creative creative process is. I think there's no magic to it. Anyone can learn how to do this kind of stuff. Okay. So here, the length of the legs will matter because I want to make sure that I don't do that thing. That I don't end up making the table look like it's going back through the front of the sofa. Okay. It's a little bit longer. I'm going to just put something longer here for the front of the table because it's the angle of it's a bit awkward where the bot like these horizontal edges are really close to each other, and so it's a little hard to differentiate between the edges of the table and the sofa. So I'm going to, and as I'm drawing this, I think like this, like it should be working, and then I'll start looking for why it isn't, and eventually I'll find it. If I keep on drawing, I'll find like, oh yeah, like I made this too big. I think I made that. I think I did make that a little bit too large. Good. It's helpful. Okay. There goes some books. Setting on this. Books in perspective. There we go. All right, good. Okay, good. That's good. I've never drawn this interior, this Florence Knoll interior. I haven't seen this particular photograph before, so um, I was interested. Shallow space here. Let me see this up over. This funny wire sculpture. I remember seeing a lot of sculpture like this when I was growing up in different places. This sort of like cut metal panels or like brass or something like that, just kind of welded together. For some reason, was really popular. Okay, side of the pencil, just dash in some shading. That's yeah. Okay, contrast. some of these lines as I'm doing that. Okay, that's all right. I'll come back to you. So there's that. Like that. That's good. They're like little, it's like there's like a little small handle or something that's just, it's just like a mark with the pencil, like the side of the pencil, and that's done. Good. Good, good, good. This guy, smudge, to get that. Yeah. I think my table is not really completely right here. I think it's still too. I've got too much depth to the top, but it's not bad. Harder for you. Okay, good. Okay, how's this look to you so far?
Good. It's just the sculpture is kind of coming out a little funny over here.
This one are yours?
No, the one on top of the of the
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. I think it's like from like because it's in the background.
Yeah.
Drawing it, you could. I mean, like you could draw it with marks, just like with the side of the pencil,
Okay.
because they're kind of.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, they're just like. I mean, you could just like summarize that as like shapes.
Okay.
Actually, that I think that works just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So now I have light on the floor. There's this like brick that is not staggered for the flooring, but it's really light on the left side and darker on the right side. And I see that like right about here. Yeah, it's the edge of the carpet. So now this, you can see the way the bricks are not quite like it's not a really like even um, pattern of bricks. The mortar in between them is a little bit um, you can see where it's like not completely straight. So if you do like yeah, a slower line for the edge of the bricks, you might get something more like something that'll like not be quite so straight. Carpet has to be wider. Mm, that's okay. It's and similar to that, the sculpture using the side of the pencil. I might use the side of the pencil for these bricks. I don't really have that too even, but that's not bad. I guess it's a little inconclusive exactly where the edge of the brick is at, though. I think I want to be more clear about that. Just suggest it in the background like that because it's really actually pretty light. And I have the legs of this lamp. Up here and down. That's better. It does sit on the carpet. Good. Nice. A little edge to that coffee table. Sorry, this is a. I looked at several of them trying to find something that had the most clear objects, and they're not necessarily chosen for the. Like the photographs are not necessarily made so that they would be nice to draw. All right, so the interior, so like the side of the mullion, use the side of the pencil and just draw a line down. Like that is good. That's good. By that. Okay. Building is like up here somewhere. Plenty stuff is there. Okay. So something that will happen, like to me, I will sometimes just go around and do different like a little bit of one thing and like get it like to where it's better or looks okay, and then I'll move on and do something else. Now here I've noticed that like the this wooden paneled wall in the back where it's like lighter is still darker than this cabinet. So whole back wall needs to be darkened, and now I think now it can be time for me to lighten my vanishing point. It's very dark up at the ceiling and over on the right side. I can put in some shading to make it somewhat uniform, and then I can bring it back in and darken where it's darker. But the marks I'm making are kind of they're quick. Making them vertical because it's a vertical surface. You could make them horizontal. You could even make them diagonal, but I prefer if it's like a rectangular surface, I would prefer to shade it in the direction of the surface. It just helps the viewer to see it as a vertical surface when you do that. And then here, it looks like it's not an entirely flat wall, or there's some variation in the color and value of the wood. You see a little bit of variation across the wall, and that's okay. I'm just gonna, that means I don't have to make my wall completely flat and perfect. Okay. This lamp needs a little bit of stuff. So the wire frame is not really like, it's not just like even bands in it, because the it has like unique shapes created and unique contours. Then these wires are not all parallel. So as long as and you can vary them and not make it exactly what you're looking at. I can see this like corner out here is created by this edge coming down. Keeping this kind of light just because it is light. And I think that there's a little shadow on this side of it. Maybe even just smudge that. It's pretty good. Ooh, this is not bad. It's funny how almost every time I make one of these drawings, I think like, ugh, this isn't going to work, and then you stick with it and it works. So you trust the process, and it'll happen. And then some of the detail here, like you can get away with leaving a little bit of detail out. That actually has to go all the way up to there. It's got to go higher. Okay. Okay, so let's do like this. This button tufting. It's like shadow in around the buttons. If I can lightly shade that, and then there's some wrinkles that I can see that come out, but I'm using the side of the pencil to just sketch it and suggest it. Get the seam stronger. That doesn't look great yet. Um, huh. The light coming this way, and I know there's a little bit of depth to the button. I can shade up here like on the left side of the button. And I can also see my little thin seams a little more clearly than I've drawn them so far. But I would use a nice sharp pencil point for those. And then across here. I don't want to make them too strong. I don't want those lines to be too heavy. Oops, I missed that entirely. Okay. Put in a little shading on the front of the seat, front of all that. Looking better. So this is a sketch. I don't need to reproduce the photograph, like the sharpness of the photograph. This is a drawing. You can let it be a drawing. Like when it's something that can trip people up is they get too caught up in making a perfect replica of a photograph like this, and you will never really get there because if you're trying to recreate the photograph with graphite, you're not ever going to succeed. So let it be a drawing. Okay. Artwork. There's a mat here. I see, similar to this sculpture, side of the pencil, I see these color shapes. I think I would give myself some perspective guidelines. There we go. That is good. Probably enough for the. This has some shadow to the side of the frame. Okay. Good. It's good. There's a little bit of a molding, the baseboard molding here. So the baseboard molding, I think if I shade vertically, I can make sure that it doesn't look like it's like just like the floor bigger. So I make sure there's a difference between like, this, the horizontal, let's take that out, that was stupid. There's the horizontal floor and then there's the vertical strip of molding on the baseboard. There we go. That's pretty good. And then, okay, so with this carpet design, something that I think would be is helpful if I'm drawing, if I'm like sketching this organic looking pattern. It's really it is a pattern. Um, Especially like when I get into the middle of it, it's really helps me if I'm sketching, drawing while I'm looking at the carpet, because it can help me imitate the shapes I'm seeing. This is going to be dark out here. Okay. And so I'm trying to make it look like, enough like this carpet that it's not like, I don't want to just like do like, yeah, that's enough. That's not what that carpet looks like. So don't do that. I offer that example because I've seen that done and like, what did you do to your carpet? It just, it might take you, if you concentrate on the carpet for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll probably get it. I can see there are these shapes here in the center of it. I can see there's some like symmetry. I can see the symmetry of it here. There's this shadow. Dun, dun. Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. This carpet design looks like something that is it you like it's the kind of thing where you look at it and you think, oh, I can't do that, but you haven't tried. And so if you just slow down and keep looking at it, you'll start to see it. And like here, I'm even here, I'm going a little bit quick, but I can see there is this shape here. It's a little bit like an old-fashioned mustache or something, like my great-grandfather used to have. A lot of little stuff here. Yeah, this is not bad. So, like the more, if I just keep working on this, I'll start to see some like things like there's like something here, and then there's a mirror image of it there. And then I figure it's got to have to be out here and out here too. So if I look for bigger shapes, let's see something out here, and then there's going to be that guy there. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. So just patience. Patience is a good thing to develop when you're planning on going into design, because there are times when you're going to be doing something tedious as you no doubt already know, but that was something I heard this from a Harrington grad. Um, And I asked this guy. He was, he did really, did well. Got a job working at. He was doing interiors with Perkins and Will, which was a pretty good firm. And he came back to do like some critiques and talk to the students, and they did a question and answer period with him. And one of the students asked him because they were having a hard time with the tedious and time consuming nature of the work they were doing in my class. And so one of them asked him, um, what do you think? Like, actually, no, I asked him because I wanted them to hear this from a former student. So I asked, what do you think about the tedious and time consuming nature of the classes that you took at Harrington? And he laughed and he said, that's what I do all day. From the work he was doing, project management, he was ordering, like he was overseeing projects, he was ordering stuff, he was doing some of the design work. And he said, from the beginning to the end of my day, the work is tedious and time consuming. He said, but I really like it. And so if you're doing something that you enjoy, you will put up with it. So sometimes it can be tough to enjoy it when it's a class you're taking and it's not your choice. But trust me, I choose these things because I believe that it will make you better if you practice the things in the classes. So softer side of the pencil maybe to get a little bit of that. It's okay to take a break from this carpet because this is a pain in the butt. But you get that drawn well, I think it's going to be worth it. Oh yeah, see, yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's all right. Okay. Oh, two, three, four windows. Yeah, maybe we can just abbreviate these windows out here. Yeah, something going on there. That's fine. Um, top of the building out here. Resist that temptation to scribble. Okay. It's not bad. Oh, I see things. There's always more stuff. I see these like shadows cast by these mullions into the room. Okay. So from here, I'm just refining it. But this is yeah, I want to make like my or a little darker right up to the edge. And this is a lot darker over here. Good. That was nice. Okay. Good. All right. Okay, this is a little bit. I think I might make a little semicircle for the buttons. Yeah. So then, like when you're kind of getting near the end here, you like. I mean, I keep going over this and just looking at more areas where I've got more to do, where I want to see an edge clearer. So I'll clean up like this right here. There's the arm. There's that. And then clean up this little extra indecisive edge and make it decisive. That is a lot better. Yep, and then this is also a little bit darker than that white credenza back there. So I can put a little bit of color or a little bit of shading on that. This is dark. Good. Okay. Shadow there. Shadow there. Okay, it's starting to get there. I'm almost done with that. So you get the idea with that carpet, I hope. Let's see, there's a tree out here somewhere. Leafy stuff up there. Uh, that's better. It's a little darker. There and there. Okay. Should give you the idea of how to do this. And it's not, this is not an exact replica. Like I can see that my picture here is like it's not as foreshortened as in the photograph. Like this should have been probably like cut right here, but I'm going to leave that alone because it's good enough and it's accurate in perspective. And it's not 100%, but I think it looks this is acceptable. I think I still might need to go through and look at some more areas of like deeper contrast. Maybe get some like really like darker pencil, like a you know the ebony pencil or it's like a 6B or something like that. But this is yeah, this is all right. That's not bad from um, yeah, it's not bad from a blank piece of paper. To stop the recording. Okay.